Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most recent and probably your new favorite podcast about motorsports. This is Azul Volante.
Good morning, good afternoon, and why not good evening? Here we are again, back on our imaginary track, that beautiful and great track we drive every week here in our podcast called.
Azulante.
First of all, I'm going to introduce our specialist, the guy that makes this possible in a way. His name.
João Barata, here in Portugal, and it's not the guy that makes it possible. It's 50-50 job.
Okay, thank you, João. But I think you put the current part of the speech here. I'm just a curious guy, as I always say, and my name is Diego from Buenos Aires, and we are going to share during half an hour our opinions, a little bit of information about motorsports. Today, specifically, what are we going to review?
Today we are going to review 3 races of MotoGP in order to get back on track with our schedule. So it will be Silverstone GP, then Aragon, and also Misano.
Okay. 3 very different races in time. There were more than a month from the first to the last.
Probably.
Okay.
No? Yeah, I think so. Silverstone is from, well, not a month. It's from 29th of August. So, not a month.
Oh.
Almost.
Almost.
We are not so far behind.
Before we start, I would like to ask you one thing. Perhaps you know, is it the same layout they use at MotoGP and Formula One, or are they different?
I wouldn't put my money on this one, but I think it's the same. Yeah, in Silverstone, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. I would put my money on it.
Okay, so do I, in that case. Okay, and can you tell us about that race?
Well, it was so long ago. No, but it was a good race for our currently and still our championship leader Fabio Quartararo, as he won the race, and at the time extended his title lead. It was his 5th victory of the season, and yeah, good race for him, but I think we have to give credit here to Alex Fargaro, which was 3rd behind Alex Rins, and made a spectacular podium with the Aprilia. So it was the best result for Aprilia. He had an amazing last lap duel with Jack Miller, and well, he made history, debuted Aprilia podium, and it seemed like a good prospect for Maverick Vinales, who had just signed them. But yeah, I don't think the race had much to talk about regarding the fight for the victory. We had Quartararo dominating the race. Marc Marquez, our little friend, I think he had a crash. Yeah. Yeah, this was the race that happened. A crash with Jorge Martin. And, well, he crashed and took Jorge Martin with him. But yeah, I don't think this track is very good for MotoGP. At least the last few years didn't brought a spectacular race like we see in other tracks, and we saw, for instance, in Aragon with a thrilling finale. So yeah, this one was a little bit on the colder side. A good job for Brad Binder with the KTM, and also Iker Lecuona finishing 7th in the Tech 3 KTM. And yeah, not much more to say. Yamaha had a replacement for Maverick Vinales, but poor guy finished last. And he was Jack Dixon. I think he came from Moto2, but didn't understand this move because he is not at least he's not having very good results. I don't know if he's good or not, but maybe a little premature to say, but
Hmm.
he's not
He
having
was
good results.
finally he was last, and it was this position he held it almost all the race, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And well, for a guy, it makes sense with no proper preparation. And well, that's how it is. And we know that the field is super, super tight and competitive. So I think it's normal to go that way. But yeah, not much history. Do you have anything in particular to say about this one?
No, nothing special. It's been a long time ago, as you said it. In your words, that was England's motto race. But after that, we saw a much more interesting race, much in the law of MotoGP races, I think. And it was the Spaniard race, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that one was, we could say, better. What do you think?
I think we all, new fans, old fans, were waiting for Bagnaia first win, and
Mm-hmm.
we were wanting it. Finally, it happened in a very intense way, we can say. I'm not going to spoil the the review. At least this GP, I'm going to try not to spoil it, but we saw a final fight for a heart attack. It was great, and we saw two contenders fighting as real champions. That is the thing I can say, and I think I spoiled it finally.
No, no, but yeah, in a few words, that's exactly I think what happens. Even though I'm not properly a fan of Bagnaia, perhaps yet we'll have to see. But yeah, he was under that pressure of securing his first win, and it's very strange because a lot of drivers already won races there, maybe in positions worse than Bagnaia. Jorge Martin, even the KTM guys, Brad Binder and Miguel Oliveira already won a MotoGP, more than one, I think, yeah, more than one. So it's very interesting that Bagnaia didn't, and he was pretty close many times. But yeah, the first is the most difficult one, and so I think, and well, it sure was by what we know from the weekend after, yeah. But it was a
Hmm.
great race from him. It seemed at one point I thought that Marquez was just following and studying him, so in the final lap he could easily overtake him and go away. But yeah, that's not what happened at all. He kept the first position in the end, but they changed positions many times during that last few laps, and it was an awesome fight, really really good. And well, the highlight of the race. What you want more than a fight for the win? Then the rest, yeah, we had Joan Mir finishing third, and Alex Pagaro in fourth, really close to the podium. Our championship leader, I think it was his worst race of the season because yeah, he had
Hmm.
one where he finished almost last, but he had that arm pump issue. I don't know if you remember. So like in pure performance, I think maybe it was worst race of the season for him. And we had another big moment, which was all of a sudden Maverick Vinales started competing this season again with Aprilia. We knew that he signed the contract, but maybe people thought he would only race next year. But no, he started
Hmm.
in this race. And well, I think first race with a new bike, I know it was 18th position, but less than 1 second behind Zarco. and ahead of Valentino and Luca Marini, so he wasn't last. It was like a test for him. I think it can only get better.
Absolutely. May I ask you one thing about personal opinion?
Oh, of course.
Why you don't like a lot Bagnaia?
No, it's neutral. I don't like him and I don't dislike him. It's like he is not a developed character yet. It's like you talk about if you are talking about I don't know Morbidelli. Yeah, I'm neutral. I don't know if in a championship fight between Bagnaia and I don't know. Like now, Quartararo, I am pretty neutral about who wins. I'm not very worried about.
Okay. I am. You didn't ask my opinion, but
But it's always nice to hear it.
but I like a little bit more Bagnaia because of his Latin attitude, and perhaps because of the red in his bike. I don't know. Instead of him, Quartararo seems to me a little cold, very intelligent. He knows how to maximize the characteristics of his bike, but he's a little bit cold. Between them, I would prefer Bagnaia.
Yeah. Maybe if I a little bit more, I would also. But it's like the underdog situation. I am always rooting for the underdog. Oh, not always, but usually. So yeah, it seems Quartararo will win easily. So I think it would be much more awesome if Bagnaia wins the championship. Because in this race, we know that he recovered some points, and we can make the jump to the most recent one in San Marino, and we know again that he recovered some points, but well, it's not that much. He's still a little bit far away. I think he's 48 points behind. Yeah, 48 points behind Quartararo, and we only have how many races we have left? Well, we have 4 races, so 4 races and 48 points. Well, things would get a lot more funny or interesting. Not funny, but interesting. Maybe if Quartararo doesn't finish the next Grand Prix and Bagnaia wins. Yeah, that will put a lot of pressure over his head, and maybe things would get much more interesting. But right now, I think it's just smooth sailing until the end. And so, with the 48-point lead, 4 races, well, it's not so much for an interesting fight. It's in fact it's pretty much in terms of points. But yeah, this last race in Misano, we can make the bridge to this race, was another one, at least on the front, with, it seemed, not much history. But, well, in the final laps, we had almost an epic duel again. I don't say it was epic because there was no overtakes, but a lot of pressure in those final moments, no?
I think the track layout led a more aggressive fight. I think there isn't a very long straight. At least I didn't see it if it did exist.
Yeah, no, in Misano, I think there are some, well, maybe not long like Qatar, but some straights, but they are not really well positioned because of the corners that lead to them and that are after them. And well, another thing is that even with the straight, the guy in the front was the Ducati, so yeah, that makes things a little bit more difficult on that side. But yeah, it's not the perfect track for those battles, I think. But like we were talking, the first victory was the difficult one, and well, this was confirmed as Bagnaia won again, a 10th finish, and Quartararo second, so losing minimum points. And what a spectacular podium for Ine Bastianini. What did you think about his race?
It was very interesting. It was a recovery race from the back to the front, slowly but very with a lot of I don't know how to say it, con firmeza, with a lot of strength.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did every step, winning position by position, and I think he is becoming one of the greats. I don't know. I don't know how many great drivers are actually in this moment. An expert can consider, but I think he's going to be there. In that group, and it was very interesting to follow his evolution during the race.
I think that you are right, and of the 24 drivers we have here in the grid, maybe. Well, we know Valentino Rossi is one of the greatest ever, but nowadays he's not one of the greats, I think. Luca Marini doesn't convince me also. Iker Lecuona and Danilo Petrucci, maybe. Alex Marquez also. Stefan Bradl and Michele Pirro. So yeah, maybe 6 drivers that I wouldn't put like they are very good, but all of the others are very very quick and with a lot of skill. It's a very incredible field, like regarding quality. I think it's much more leveled than in Formula One, where I could make more like steps between the ability of the drivers, like we would have more levels. Here I think is almost 2 or 3 levels of drivers. We could put them like if we had shelves and the top shelf. Maybe it was Marquez in his prime, but I don't know if he's there anymore. At least he said some strong words in an interview. He said, I don't know if you heard about it, but he said to the media, now I'm just, it seems I'm just a normal driver. Which is very interesting. He said that he wasn't able to do things he did before. That shoulder is giving him some really big headaches. So yeah.
I was thinking if now he say about himself that he can do only things a normal guy can do. Some time ago he felt like a superhero or something. Wow. Oh, in fact, these guys are a special thing. In fact,
it's that like you see the like Cristiano Ronaldo mentality. It's like yeah, I'm the best. It's true, or yeah, he's the best with Messi, but they are on another level. They know it, so their head has to be there. And I think Marc Marquez probably was the same thing. He knew he was the best. Like in a much superior level than the others. He could see it by his results, by the videos and the recordings of the races, that saves he did for for not crashing the bike many times, unbelievable saves. And well, he said that I cannot make these things, at least right now. So yeah, it was very true about and yeah, for a guy with that kind of mentality, it's probably very tough to admit and to understand that is the situation right now.
I understand and I agree. And finally, let me ask you how the whole scene gets prepared for the next MotoGP race.
Oh, but first, sorry, let me just say that I had some notes here that Alex Espargaró in Aprilia 8th and Maverick Vinales 13th, 6 seconds behind him. So, a very good result for Maverick Vinales. Very good. And we had also the interesting debut in Petronas Yamaha of André Dovizioso. But he finished last, only behind Oliveira, who is having... This is what it's amazing about MotoGP. There was a point in the season that Oliveira won a race, was second in the other two, or won 2 races, and I thought, will this guy, will my fellow Portuguese fight for the title? And now he's being last, and almost, I don't understand this. I know that in this race he had some issues because of he touched Iker Lecuona in the beginning and lost like a piece of his bike that was important, and the bike was very unstable. But okay, in Silverstone and in Aragon, he didn't perform well compared to Brad Binder also. Brad Binder was 9th position, and Miguel 20th. It's very, it's amazing how the field gets mixed up race by race, or 3 races by 3 races.
Yeah. I remember we spoke about putting him among the candidates for the title a few chapters ago, I think 3 or 4 chapters ago. But I don't know. Well, in fact, we all know that he's not going to be there, not this year at least.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. And yeah, answering your question, well, now it will be on the 3rd of October, and it will be in the Circuit of the Americas, in that awesome track. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's probably one of the best modern circuits. Do you know who designed it? It was still Tilk, or no?
Yeah, I think he
made a mistake there.
Because he copied. I don't know if that is the right verb, but he inspired himself in many famous parts of different circuits of the history of motorsports. He inspired in Suzuka, Istanbul Park, Silverstone, Imola, and put parts of them all together at Austin. In a way, he isn't the actual author. Well, he had the idea, but It's not a completely original idea.
Okay, yeah, I understand. But yeah, that's it for MotoGP. 4 races left. I think I will not say that Quartararo is champion, but he is very close to be. And yeah, Bagnaia would have to win almost all races or the 4 races, and something very strange would have to happen. But the good thing about MotoGP, and well, that usually doesn't happen in Formula One, for instance, is that even though you know probably Quartararo will be champion, you also know that every race will probably be worth to watch because they usually are.
Okay, okay. It was a very interesting review, Joao. It was really nice to share it with you, and we cannot wait to watch. Sorry, next race.
Next race, and well, we had some minor issues during this episode, but we fought hard like Bagnaia, and we managed to pass the finish line.
Absolutely, absolutely. You may not notice it, but it was very hard to record this, and we had almost 4 interruptions. A very poor connection. But finally, it's done. We cannot wait to see each other. We cannot wait for next chapter. But finally, we are coming back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
More or less.
More or less, to record Formula One Socky, and maybe we'll see the rest.
Okay, Joe. My pleasure. See you next week. Hope you read you at our Instagram profile.
Yeah. We hope to see you there. Als do Volante. We had some issues there, but I think I can state that they are now solved. Instagram is not being a very good friend of us.
Okay. Us is the volante fighting against the technology.
Yeah.
Okay. See you.
See you, man. Bye.
Bye bye.